And then like her friend is like, oh my God, there's some caramelization going on there. There's no caramelization. It's boiling in water. She was chopping with a knife like this. She had a paring knife and she was struggling to chop some garlic.
Yes.
Hi everyone, welcome to the 50th episode of Don't Let It Stu. I'm here with one of my faves and friend, SE Cupp. She's a journalist, a commentator, all-around powerhouse, and she has a new podcast called Off the Cup with iHeart on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your streaming podcasts. And also, she pops in and out of Table for Five on a Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Welcome, SE Cupp. Hi.
Hi, and happy anniversary.
I know, isn't it crazy? 50 episodes. I think you came on in my third or something the first time.
It is crazy. In a sense, like time has flown, but also that feels like a whole lifetime ago.
It really does.
But congratulations, 50 podcasts. That's a big deal.
Yeah. I didn't think I would stick at it, but here we are. We have a new backdrop. We have a new sign. Like we're getting into it. I'm trying to do two a week now. Yeah. So this week, actually, I will be doing two podcasts. I'll have Zach Peters on Friday. We are going to recap the finale of Traitors. I know you don't watch it, but it's going to be a good one. There's a double whammy on Thursday.
Okay. I feel like I need to watch it. It seems to encompass things I like.
Do you know what? I never watched season 1 or 2. And because I know Dolores, I was like, I want to see Dolores. And I kind of know Dorinda as well. So I was like,
right.
I like when I know somebody on a show, then I'm like, okay, great. I want to see how they do. So Dolores is still in it. And we're at the very...
I know both of those people too. I should probably watch.
No, you'd love it. I think you'd love... Just watch season 3 and then see where you go from there. Because at least it's the most recent. Okay. I think you'd love it. And it moves fast, which is great.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Today, I'm going to get this off my chest. And it's not really getting it off my chest. It's kind of like a good thing. But I kind of was very surprised last weekend. And I never noticed it before. So I was in Palm Springs last weekend. I went to see Heather McDonald, we're all friends. And I was with Meghan. And Brandy and Julie were there too. And Meghan and I went out to eat on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday before the show. We just went, we were like, let's get some appetizers because Heather was like, we're having a steak dinner after the show. And I was like, okay, but I'm starving now. So I went and we had a few bits and pieces. And I'm not drinking right now. I'm on this 75-day hard thing, whatever. I'm on day 62 or something like that right now. And the bill came and I was like, oh, I got it. Don't even worry about it. And it just never occurred to me because I don't think I've been eating out that much since I've been on this thing, right? And the bill came and it was $48. And I was just like, oh my God, this shit is so cheap.
Without booze.
It's without booze. And I just was to Megan, I was like, what the fuck? I said, I'll buy dinners all weekend long. That would usually be $150, $140, $160, whatever it would be. We'd probably have 2 drinks each.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Of course.
I just was shocked by it.
Yeah. I've been there too. My husband and son and I will go out, and most of the time we're not drinking, but frequently we are. And yeah, those times that we're not, we'll give back the bill and be like, oh my God.
It's a double take.
Food is cheap. It's booze that's expensive.
Yeah. I feel like the server's so disappointed when they come over and they're like,
I'm sure.
I get the non-alcoholic beer and some Perriers, and he's like, oh, okay. And then I tip extra now. I'm tipping 25% because I feel guilty that I'm not drinking. It's
you're not spending more.
No, exactly. That's just, I'm really not. Is there anything going on in your world that you always have a good one to get off your chest? Anything annoying you, pissing you off?
Did you want to talk about Meghan Markle or not?
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, let's get into it. It's okay. So I think it dropped today, Tuesday. I think the episodes dropped today, and so I was up
but I saw all of the previews, the TikToks last night.
Oh, so it must have dropped maybe at midnight. I don't know. Must have dropped last night, yesterday then. I watched the first episode this morning. I'm not going to start being hating on it or anything like that, but I just think that it's very just, they threw it out there. I feel like Netflix just wants to be done. I don't think the show is relatable at all, especially in this climate right now where
Mhm.
people are, we don't know how money is going to go in the next few days, with like these tariffs and all this kind of shit that's happening.
Right.
And it's like her making honey outside with like a beekeeper, but then she doesn't really know how to do it. But it's like, wait, isn't this your beekeeper? And then it's not in her house. She tells us like, well, this is not my house, but I'm making it here and I'm going to bring it to the house.
Mhm.
That I think was the first big mistake.
Uh-huh.
We want to see her in her house.
Right.
What do you think?
Considering I just saw all of this last night, I have so many thoughts. I have like a dissertation if you're interested,
Yes, I
because
am
I
interested.
cannot stop thinking about all of the terrible choices that were made
Yeah.
in this. And let me just start by saying I don't know Meghan Markle, which is part of the
Uh-huh.
problem. She could be lovely. She might be
Yes.
interesting, dynamic. I actually defended her a lot when she was talking about her mental health, and people were coming for her
Hmm.
for that.
Yeah.
So I'm not like a hater either. But let me tell you, when I watched what I watched, she cannot get out of her own way. And
Yeah.
it's a huge problem because we've watched the rebrand several times now,
I
rebranding
feel like it's several times. Yeah.
of a company that doesn't do anything except give out jam to friends, of a brand that is completely indistinguishable. No one knows who it is. We've watched the attempt to produce and curate a brand here that is Meghan Markle unsuccessfully several times. And this, I think, was sort of the last attempt,
It is the last attempt.
right, to get there. And man, does this miss the boat. She's so self-conscious and very
Yes.
clearly wants to create an image
Yes.
that the image she wants out there is one that looks very effortless and natural,
Yes.
and I'm just at home, except it looks full of effort. Everything about it, the dress, the hair, the house that's not hers, it
Yeah.
is so full of effort that no one can get past that. And the craziest moments too, and it's one that's getting a lot of attention, is when her quote unquote friend, Mindy Kaling. And by the way, everyone in this looks like they were paid to be in it, like paid to be her
Yes.
friend, paid
Oh,
to be.
sure. Yeah.
These people don't seem like they actually know her, but her quote unquote friend, Mindy Kaling says, if anyone knew that Meghan Markle ate at Jack in the Box,
Sure.
and Meghan Markle responds by going, "Oh, it's it's so funny that like you keep calling me Meghan Markle, but like I am Sussex." Like,
So,
didn't you read the script, Mindy?
yeah.
And the
Or
craziest
hey,
part,
how about cut that out?
in
Edit it
addition,
out.
they put that out. In addition to that being a crazy moment, Mindy Kaling, your supposed friend, who just called you by your given name of 40 years, is actually handing you on a silver platter the opportunity to
To be
look normal and down to earth, right?
and I would have loved
Meghan
to.
Markle eats Jack in the Box. Here you
It's fucking
go,
awesome.
Meghan.
Yeah.
Take this gift. And she cannot see it. She is so
No.
blind
Uh-huh.
to the perception of her.
Yeah.
And she is so consumed by an obsession with presenting this perfect package that she misses the best opportunity she was ever gonna get
Yeah.
to look
It
normal
is.
and
Here we
authentic.
go again. And it's just like the producers, and then she's kind of like talking to producers behind the camera, or like they're asking her questions, and then she looks at the producers sometimes. It's like stop looking at them. Like, it's like, is this, it's kind of like, is this okay? Like, is
But
it like,
that's what I mean. She's
yeah.
so self-conscious.
Um,
The image is not meeting and matching what we know is real, because we can tell this there was effort and production, and no
probably
one just
has a
has
great
dried flower
personality.
seeds in their kitchen. Like,
Yeah.
this is crazy. But you're pretending it's effortless, and I wake up like this.
No.
And this is how I just show up. That's crazy. And we wouldn't mind if you put a lot of effort into this and acted like it. We wouldn't mind if you're imperfect. Like, people want to see the real you. And I think what she wants is like people to find her interesting for just existing, like the Kardashians,
Yeah.
except the Kardashians hustle. She has been handed
Yeah.
podcast, show. She does
Yeah.
nothing with them. And the crazy thing is, she actually has a talent. I haven't seen Suits, but people I
She's able
know
to
like her
act.
in Suits. They say she is talented,
Yeah.
but
Like,
she's acting like she doesn't have a talent. She's acting like I'm just here living my life, and you need to be very interested in that. But I'm not interested in that, and I maybe want to be interested in you, but you're giving me nothing.
yeah.
That's my TED
Look,
talk.
I'll say this, like, from doing cooking shows and stuff like that, and even when I started doing it, I remember I had a show in Ireland. It was called Stuart's Kitchen, and it was my first show, and I was kind of nervous and stuff like that, but I was able to talk about the food because I knew food. And I was
Yes.
able to like tell you like things about it or why I'm doing this or why I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And so
Because that was real.
and it's hard. Like it can be hard. Now I can talk till the cows come home. Like it's no problem for me
Right.
now. Right? It's when you try and fake it,
Yeah.
when you're not like it's not something you do every day, like the beekeeper stuff. Like she has this bee thing outside, and then she says it's something like, "Oh, this is not my wheelhouse," or "I don't know." It's like, wait, this is yours.
Why are you doing it then?
What are you doing? Like, go to a bee farm and let us
Right.
experience that.
Yes.
That's like was one mistake. The second mistake, she's doing the pasta recipe, and she's doing one of those fucking TikTok recipes from 3 years ago, where like
Yeah.
you put pasta in the pot with the water. Everyone hates it. Everyone
Yes.
thinks it's gross.
Yeah.
Like, fucking boil a pot of water, and then cook your tomatoes off with its garlic and stuff, and then just toss the cooked pasta into it, and then you have a lovely meal.
Yes.
And then like her friend is like, "Oh my god, there's some caramelization going on there." There's no caramelization. It's boiling in water.
Right.
And then this was at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was watching this, and then what really fucking annoyed me,
Uh-huh.
if you're going to start doing a cooking segment, I don't care. Get someone in as a hand model to do the chopping. When she was chopping with a knife like this, she had a paring knife, and she was struggling to chop some garlic,
Yes.
and your little fingers, and like it was like mitsy bitsy. It was like I was like, now maybe not everyone's going to see that because I'm a chef, so I'm going to notice that more.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, it's like you can see almost the struggle. Like, where's the culinary producer? Like, hey, Megan, this won't read well on camera. Let's do the same recipe, but let's do it this way. We just need you to boil a pot of water, and it'll look like you kind of know what you're doing then.
Right.
You
know what it's giving? We've all seen this because we watch a lot of Bravo. It's giving the new housewife who just moved into the big house that they that could never afford, and they don't know how anything works in the house.
Yeah.
But they just want to look like they've always had money, but you can tell you have not always had money. And I'm not making the money comparison, but she looked so out of place in what is meant to be her natural surroundings.
Exactly.
Which is crazy. That's a crazy choice. You don't have to make that choice.
It should have been in her house. Maybe she would have been more comfortable in her house. She should have been like sarcastic. She should have been funny. She could have been like, I'm sure she's like that in real life with Harry or whatever. You know what I mean? And just like bitchy and kind of funny and stuff like that. Like that's what would be really funny. I think it was a bad episode to start off with. I think it probably should have been a celebrity for the first one to kind of just get us in, or maybe what they usually do. I remember like shooting shows, and you'd shoot like, I remember I did a show for Food Network. We shot like 13 episodes. They showed episode 9 first because we were way more comfortable in that.
Right.
So it looks a lot better than just shooting the first, because we were all a tiny bit nervous in the first episode and the pilot and stuff like that. But this was, it felt stiff and quiet.
It felt fake. I'm sorry. It felt fake. And the audiences, they might not be able to like put their finger on it or even articulate it, but they know that it's not reading. It's not registering. I'm not watching someone real. And you're telling me that this is you real. Like this is that's crazy. And listen, I've done cooking shows as well too, as like a guest.
Yeah.
I've gone to Rachel Ray's actual house where she films, her actual house to cook. And man, is she herself, right? I mean, if she drops a knife, she drops a knife. If she swears, she swears. If she stops in the middle of a segment to talk about the war in Ukraine, like that's what she's going to do. And it's so real. And no one doubts Rachel Ray's authenticity.
No one.
Nobody.
Even if it's messy, nobody gives a shit. Like,
nobody can. That's real.
Yeah.
This pursuit of perfection from her is going to be the end of her public opportunities.
Do you think Do you think like a show like this would have worked maybe 10 years ago? Could she have gotten
Yeah,
away with it?
when we weren't as used to seeing
Yes.
people
Yeah.
unvarnished.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it might have to be like 20 years ago, but like, yeah, there
Yeah.
probably was a time where this highly curated, like pretense of a show would work. But first of all, she's not a big enough name
Hmm.
to carry just anything. Like
Yeah.
I'll watch anything she does because she's so huge. She's not big enough. Most people have
Yeah.
no idea who she is. So
It's
that's
giving
the first thing. You really
it
got
gives
to do something if you're going to demand people watch you.
yeah. It gives me like a Joanna Gaines feel as well. Kind of like maybe she kind of looks like her, and then I just see like, the reclaimed wood like tray
I
and
think
she's
she's
putting the
going
flat.
for a Joanna Gaines,
Yeah.
but
Seems like
rich.
yeah.
Joanna Gaines, but rich. And Joanna Gaines is rich now, but
Yeah.
the Gaines is coming up. They were flippers. They lived in, I think, Waco, Texas, like not this bougie town, and they flipped, small houses and made them
Mm.
cute, and
Yeah, they built it like it was authentic.
yes, and it came from a very real provenance. uh, I know nothing about this girl's life, her past. All I know is she was dropped into this moneyed situation and she has no idea what to do with it. No idea.
I am going to watch the next few episodes. Maybe it gets a bit better. I don't know. Well,
Yeah,
look,
we'll
let's
see.
see. This is our last shot. It just felt like Netflix was like, let's just fucking get this out. Let's just be done with it. Because I think this is the last thing. I think. I think. I'm not sure. Um,
I am so surprised at how many businesses keep giving her money and a platform to do something.
There's contracts. I guess the contracts are signed, so she has to kind of
Yeah,
finish
so
it,
she has
right?
to do it.
Yeah.
And I would just want to say again, I am not rooting against her.
No, me neither. People think like I don't like her. I'm like, no, I just want it to be authentic. That's it.
I don't know her. I'd like to know her better, and this is not it. We are not getting to know her better here. It's a
Ugh,
shame.
I would die for a show like that. I'd have all my friends come over to be drunk on a Sunday fun day. I'd be making
You would
cocktails.
be so good because
You know
you're
what? Do
gorgeous, you're funny, you're interesting, you have a
we some
talent,
water?
you have a very full life. You are unvarnished on your podcast. I mean, you talk about anything.
Anything?
You
Yeah,
would be perfect.
we'll get there. If any producers out there or TV networks, please contact me. I'm ready to go.
Stu needs
Um,
a show. Stu needs a show.
Need to go back on TV. Millie Bobby Brown slams critics for her dissecting her looks. I just saw this the other day, and it came up in my TMZ this morning. Like, does she look that much older? People are saying like she looks like she's 40 and she's like 21 or something like that.
There's a couple things going on here. I thought about this too. Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown, first of all, is adorable and very talented,
Yeah,
and I'm very happy for her. Um, but she's the criticism she got from this look that she,
yeah,
revealed was, yeah, that she looked 40. Um, she's saying people aren't allowing her to grow up. That is not it at all. That is not, I don't
got it.
think that's what's going on here. Like,
Okay.
people want to infantilize her or see her as a, a child forever. I think people are understandably a bit thrown when a very young girl, a beautiful girl who goes au naturel all the time on
Yeah.
TikTok, right? She shows her
Uh-huh.
unmakeup skin, which is great. She is so young, so fresh. Shows up on a red carpet looking like a 40-year-old from Dynasty, from like a soap opera.
No, it's not in her face. Is it the
It's
outfit? Is
not
it
in
that?
her face.
Is it that
It's
one?
it's not that one.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's not
Shit.
that one. That's why.
Wasn't
No.
anyone there either?
It's the big blonde hair, the very mature dress, the sort of Real Housewives makeup. It was a look, but it really
Literally.
aged her. And
Yeah.
it's not that we don't want her to grow up. She's a woman. She's married. Grow up. We're good with
Yeah.
that. I think it was just like this choice of outfit was, and look, it threw a lot of people. It threw me too. I didn't really get what she was going for there.
But I see like a lot of, and this is not the only time I've seen this, but there's a lot of like young girls on TikTok that like they're so obsessed with like the procedures, the makeup, the Sephora's, and all this kind of stuff, where they actually do look older than what they are.
Yeah.
Like maybe not 40, but like maybe they want to look a bit older, like to
Yeah.
get guys. I have no idea. I know, but it's like it seems to be kind of like a thing.
That is a thing, and I think that's different because she wasn't it's not like she was presenting
Hmm.
suddenly very sexually and people were like, "Whoa, like you are still a child." That's not what this was. She was fully, fully covered. She just looked like she was trying to look like an older woman and not mature, but an older woman. It was just an odd choice. I'm glad she stood up for herself. That is her right. And
Yeah. But
people want to comment on the way she looks. Like she can defend herself.
like I mean, out of all things to talk about, like it's such a stupid, like dumb thing. Like, hey, she looks older. She's 21. Like,
No,
you know what I mean? It's like it's not even. It's like shut up. She
let
looks
her
great.
live.
You
Let
know,
her
it's
live.
like in the grand scheme of things, it's like silly. Um, you know what? I didn't even look up any like the next thing. Like, do you know what? Do we know what happened with Gene Hackman? Like, do we have an actual
Mm.
like end story?
This story is fucking nuts. I love Gene Hackman.
Yeah,
Very sad that he died. Here's what's nuts about this story. Do you have a dog?
I do. Yeah, he's underneath. No, that's one next door.
But you do have a dog.
I do have a dog.
Yeah, we
Why?
do.
Oh yeah. First, I thought there was one barking outside. I was like, oh, do you hear it?
No, I have a dog. You have a dog. We love our dogs.
Yeah.
The idea that there would be two dead bodies in a house
Yes.
for 9 days
Oh, it's 9 days. Okay.
and two surviving dogs who have not been fed, presumably for 9 days,
Yeah.
and that those bodies would be intact. Do you get what I'm going at? Do I have to say it?
I no. I get it. It's not like
That's
alive.
wild to me. The one dog that died, I think died in a closet. Um, but I'm sorry. No matter you love your dog, I love my dog. My dog's
Yeah.
eating me after about 5 days.
I mean, I didn't know what Milo would do, but
I
I mean,
know
maybe
what your dog would do because it's a dog and it's hungry.
there's
Okay,
lots of
so I don't
features.
understand that, and I don't understand like he was obviously very old and probably not very healthy. She was apparently pretty healthy and not very old.
And there was
The
pills,
huh?
and there was tablets or pills.
And there's
Fat.
pills, which I mean, I have pills in
I
in
thought
my
the
fridge.
dog
I
ate the
take pills,
pills.
but they're
I
not
thought
on the
one.
floor.
They're not on the floor.
And if you were trying to, because when I first heard this, I thought, oh God, this is like some murder suicide pact thing.
Yeah.
Because how do two people and a dog just
That's
die?
what
But I believe she was found on the bathroom floor. That's not where you go to end it. He was
Yeah.
found on the mudroom floor, also not where you go to end it. Like none of that is making sense. It all looks like they all spontaneously died.
That's what it's like. Have they done autopsies yet? There's definitely no pills or tablets in their system.
I don't know if they've done an autopsy yet. I haven't seen that.
Do you not think like this? Maybe he died and she just ended herself. But then, like,
Possibly. Why take the one dog, one of three dogs? What
or
happened
just
to that dog?
do it and then just like open the door and let the dogs run away. Like, I don't, or leave it.
Yes,
But I thought the door was open in the house,
the door was unlocked.
unlocked. Sorry.
I
Okay.
believe the door was open, and they live on a giant ranch. Like, who knows
No one was
the
close. Oh,
nearest person, but they had gardeners and landscapers and housekeepers. They had people like who came to the house. I just don't understand two living dogs, one dead dog, two dead people, and like no explanation.
maybe
It's
did the
wild,
two
and I hope we get an answer.
did the two living dogs eat the dead dog?
That's what I mean. That's another weird. I think the dead dog was in a closet. Also weird. But like, what did
Yeah.
these two living dogs survive on, Stu?
Maybe there's it look they can apparently dogs can live like a good long time, like decent if they have water.
Okay, maybe they had water, but 9 days?
That's a long
That's a lot,
fucking
man.
maybe Maybe they got into food, maybe they got into something, maybe they were
Maybe they
able to,
did.
you know. Um,
Maybe the Hackmans left some food out, and yeah,
yeah.
I
Maybe
don't
they left
know.
a lot of
Like
food
none
out
of
because
it's
they knew
making
they were
sense.
going to top themselves.
Hmm?
Maybe they left a lot of food out because they knew they were going to kill themselves. I don't know. I know.
And what happened to the third dog? Like I'm just there's always a missing puzzle piece here.
I can't wait till we find out. I know it's
Yeah,
terrible to say that,
hope we
but
do.
I'm very interested in it. Demi Moore is heartbroken over major Oscars loss. It's a huge disappointment. Like, why is this like? Has she been nominated before? No,
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
but I do think. I just feel like the other girl was just better. Like, why is it this whole like a story? Was she expecting to win? Was everybody expecting her to win?
I
Do
think
you think?
everyone was expecting Demi Moore to win because
She's an
she's been around
iconic.
a long time and
Yeah.
she's done a lot of movies. Um, and I think she's a talented actress. But yeah, this idea that like it was her, she was due, it was hers to lose. I just don't think that's like how the Academy works.
And they
Um,
said then it was kind of like the movie she was in, Substance. It was about older
it
Hollywood
was
actors being replaced by younger ones. And it was kind of like, oh, kind of happened in real life.
25-year-old wins. It was very poetic the way it happened, but
Uh-huh.
I mean, I just think it's one of those things. She's just got to make another good movie.
She does. She will. And she will. It'll
And
happen.
she will.
It will.
She's great. I think she's terrific. I really like her.
We touched on traders. I'll be back here Friday with Zach Peters. We're gonna do they have the final episode and then they have a reunion straight afterwards, like 2 hours. I can't wait. I hope Dolores wins. I don't know. I know who's gonna win. We'll see. Uh okay. I haven't spoken to you about it yet because I really wanted to get your take on it, and I don't even know where we're at in this whole thing, the Ryan and Blake thing.
Oh,
Jesus, it's just like wow. I mean, the CIA agent is insane.
this is the best story going. Okay.
It really is. It just
It
keeps
has
giving.
everything. It has
Oh,
everything. And yeah, now
you can
they've
just
added Blake and her team have added a former CIA agent for crisis comms. And let me tell you, my husband does crisis comms. Like this is what
oh,
he
okay,
does.
cool.
Um, it is wild. That's how bad things are that she's hiring like a former spy
What though?
to help clean up this mess, which is not clean upable. Okay, this is not fixable at this point.
You have to admit it. You're wrong.
She
That's
will
okay.
not recover from this
Fucking way.
professionally,
No, it's done.
and he probably won't either. He
I
Ryan.
I think he'll leave her after this
I
because I
mean,
think
I
she
see
has
a little
taken
of
this
that
so
online.
far.
Yeah.
Maybe he said like, "Look, we just had to leave it. We need to, like, whatever." Or maybe he didn't. I mean, people say that he's kind of part of it too.
I mean, he inserted himself
Yeah.
into like all of it. And here's the thing, my husband and I were talking about this from like a crisis comms perspective. And the thing you have to know if you're going to go nuclear, which is what she did. She went nuclear with
Yeah.
the lawsuit
Just throwing everything at a wall.
and
Yeah.
the New York Times. She went nuclear, right? Because she thought we're bigger than him.
Okay. Before you go on,
Yeah.
was the nuclear stuff and all that kind of stuff? Is it to get the rights for the second movie? Is this what all this is about? To take it away from him?
I
Like, what
think
is it about?
yes. I think there was part of it was that, and I think her behavior on the film was about that as well. Like she really inserted herself. Ryan
Yeah.
did too. They wanted to take ownership over this story, and it was
Okay.
not her movie. She was hired to act in this movie, and
Yes.
we know now from so many texts and
Interview.
emails
Yeah.
she wanted to take over this project.
Yes.
But I think the press tour that she did went so badly for her
Yeah.
that she needed some way to recover. And the way she thought in her mind was this insane lawsuit. Okay. And
Insane.
maybe he did make her uncomfortable. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't
Yeah.
there. But the thing you have to know before you do this is how are you perceived in your industry? What is your
Before you start this
reputation?
shit. Yeah.
Because if
Okay.
your reputation isn't good, everyone's going to come out with their stories and their
Uh-huh.
receipts and the one time they worked with Ryan, he was a jerk, and the one time they worked with Blake, she was the worst, and they're all gonna come out. If
But
you
see,
have a great reputation,
they think they're great people, you see. People that are egos and like narcissistic like that, they think there's nothing fucking wrong with them. They're the
and they
best.
don't see it, they
See it.
don't
No.
see the way they are perceived, and they aren't aware of their reputation. If you have a
Yeah.
great reputation, everyone's going to come out and support you. What does it say
Exactly.
that your best friend, Taylor, has not come out to defend you? What does
No.
that
She's
say?
she's like, girl, she's like, I'm waiting to bring out Rep TV. Like, I'm just like, I'm fucking staying away from
Out of
this.
here.
I'm bringing out a new album, hopefully in 2 weeks. Or I Heart, I think. Maybe, hopefully.
She's like,
Watch
I'm
this
out of
space.
here. I am out of here. Do not drag me into this. Taylor would,
Literally one of the things she hates the most when people do that to Taylor Swift. She's talked
yes,
about it when people use her as friends or anything like that. She says
yes.
it in songs. So she's fucking out.
And she wasn't just used, she was used as a threat, which
Yeah.
is like the worst position to put someone in who's unwillingly there. But
Yeah.
I think they fucked around and found out how
Mm-hmm.
unlikable they are, how unpopular they actually are, and how much people like greased their egos because there was money to be made around
Yeah.
them. And so they put
Yeah.
up with a lot of shit to make
Uh-huh.
money off those two. And they're just now realizing, oh, we are not well liked here, actually. And
Yeah.
people are now actually rooting for our downfall. And that's a
To
terrible
be
place
on
to be in.
bottom.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
The rock bottom is when they'll find out. And it has to be a rock bottom with these people. And because they just will keep going. And it's like they got away with it for so long. And it just, it ends eventually. It all comes to a head. And
It ends with us,
it
Stu.
just
It
does.
ends
It
with
just
us.
does it. Everybody, you never get away with it. It
You
just
don't. And they
don't.
can't dig themselves out of the hole now. And so
No.
they have to go to trial, which is like over a year
Oh,
away.
and they're going to go to trial. I
They
actually
have
thought
to
they would.
now.
I thought they would settle. They're not. Their egos are too big.
They're
They
not
want
smart,
right
Stu. If
shit
they were
out.
smart, they would have settled. They're not smart.
Yes. And it's 400 million. And Ryan Reynolds has that money from the sale of
You know
Mint
what?
Mobile.
It's funny because Justin Baldoni sued him for just over what they're worth.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh God, that attorney scares the shit out of me. Brian Fuller.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's shit out of me. Oh my
And they're
God.
like, usually a judge, especially, and attorneys would be like, do not play this out in the press. And Baldoni's attorney is like, we're playing this out in the press. You're going to insinuate shit about
Bring it.
us? We're just going to show the text.
Yeah. No, he's dead right because you know what? The court of public opinion is really what matters in Hollywood. It just does.
Totally.
It doesn't matter about money, like giving them 50 million, 60 million. It's just reputation. And he was so smart in doing that website, showing all the text. And I'm sorry, like when people say you've done something wrong or like whatever, I've been there. It's like, great, show me the fucking text.
Yeah.
Show me what I did. Show me the screenshots. There's none because it never happened exactly. She can't show shit. He can
No.
show everything.
It's so weird. And I've seen people like Nick Vile like insinuate, like, oh,
Yeah.
you're going to see.
You're going to see in the
When?
court, you're all going to be
What are
fooled.
they waiting for? Their reputation has been destroyed. You're telling me they're waiting? Please.
He has an ego too. He's gonna keep doubling down until the till the
Listen,
for the lawsuit or to the
I've
court.
been there. When I've been in like the business of making political predictions that I really want
Yeah.
to come true, I'm like, I'll stick, man. No, I'm sticking with it. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. And like that's so
No,
you're allowed to reverse course. You're
of
allowed to like
course.
evolve. But they have really dug
What's wrong with
themselves a
it?
hole.
Yeah.
And I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't know Justin Baldoni. I don't know these two. I don't care really
Yeah.
who did what. I'm
But the
looking at it
facts,
from the PR of it all,
yeah,
and they have fucked up.
they have. And it's like, stop, like, oh, she didn't do anything wrong. Just stop. Like, just stop with the like believing it till the cows come. Like, just like, guys, like, look at the facts. Look what he's
Yeah.
presented. It is
Yeah.
what it is. And it's like,
Yeah. It's wild. It's been, again, bad decisions. People can't get out of their own way. That'll do you in, man.
we'll wrap it up with Beverly Hills. I mean, there's not really much going on. The reunion chart came out. I mean, I know why we're talking about it. Of course, like Dorit and Kyle are going to be number one seeds. Like they're going to fight with each other over that.
Yeah. However, it almost seems like
It's done.
Sutton
Yeah.
wants to like insert herself
Mm-hmm.
into this feud between Dorit and Kyle,
Yeah.
in a way that's like it's a little unhinged. And I like Sutton, but the wallet stuff is
So
so gross. And like, are you trying to be a villain? Because it's
like I
very
didn't
weird.
really love her to begin with. I always felt like she was rude to me at BravoCon like years ago.
Ah,
Me and Amy Phillips, like, yeah, we were like, okay, really? And we're like, okay, let's on our way. Let's just
oh
set up our
yeah.
little yeah. I was just like, knew I never liked her, and she was
Oh well,
rude to me.
that's never good. That's never good.
And so, and then she said the wallet thing, and I was just like, come on, dude, like, fuck. She had nothing else, you see.
And I've seen in interviews since where she's like
Doubling down on it.
doubling down on that.
So there you go, ego. It's
It's
like,
just a gross look. People don't like that.
no.
Like no one likes that. Like
And I'm
I'm better
sorry.
because I have money is not a great
If
look.
you react like that, someone has hit a nerve with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But don't
And
you
look,
did it feel to you like it was like she had planned to say that?
yes, she
Yeah.
went in there guns blazing. She wasn't in there to have a beautiful fucking caviar and a baked potato. She
No,
was
which
in there
which is
for
all I
such.
wanted.
Yeah, it sounded good. I need to go there. When you come to town, we'll go.
Can
I've
we
never
go
been.
there? Because that's like my dream. Caviar
Yeah.
is one of my favorite things.
Like $250 each, but it's great. Let's
And I
go.
will wear a caftan.
I'm, I'm down. That's actually really funny.
Let's go.
Um, I'm going to talk about a recipe I posted yesterday. It's my kitchen hack of the week. I saw it somewhere and I was like, I need to create it in like a different version. I made a cottage cheese ice cream, a banana pudding type ice cream. Go look at it on my Instagram. I'm telling you guys, it is like ice cream. It's like magnolia banana pudding in an
That's my
ice cream
favorite.
that is full of protein. I'm telling you, if like it's all protein. It's just goat's cheese, a bit of maple syrup, vanilla extract, two bananas, whip it up, put it in the freezer. And I got like the Take cookies, the Snickerdoodle Take cookies that crushed
Yeah,
them up. You can get a healthier cookie if you want and just crush them up for some crunch. I'm telling you,
that sounds amazing.
it's unbelievable. I'm going to do it with strawberries, blueberries. I'm going to just try it out with loads of different flavors. But yeah, it's crazy. It's
Okay,
so
I'm
good.
gonna try that because can I tell you, I love the magnolia banana pudding.
It's
And
crazy.
listen to this, Stu. I was traveling to Arizona with my family for like my kids'
Yeah.
winter break, and we went through Newark Airport. And Newark Airport is selling magnolia banana pudding in their stores.
Stores.
I had one on the plane. I took one on the plane, and like it for like my 5 hour flight. I just take little bites over the 5 hours. It was so divine. It turned this 5 hour flight into like a luxurious experience.
You can eat this and not I had 3 scoops last night. I had 3 scoops the night before. I'm just putting protein in
Now
my
I feel
body.
guilty.
No, it's so good. What I will say, whatever container you put it in, get a container that is like airtight or like freezer proof airtight. Add it in like a loaf pan, and the next day it kind of crystallized a tiny bit. So get
Oh
something
yeah,
that's covered. That's all I would
yeah.
say. Um,
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
that is it for the week, everybody. SE, I love you. I'm going to come out again in the summer and we'll do kind of what we did like last year. I love it up there.
I know it's so great in the summer. Let's
It
go out on
is.
the boat.
Yes, yes,
Have
yes,
like
yes.
oysters on the boat.
We'll get Erica and we'll hang out again and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
and
Uh,
I owe you a trip to LA as well. I need to get out there. I have some stuff to do out there anyway, so I'll go.
Before we go,
Happy
tell everybody
50th.
again. Thanks, it's my 50th. Not an age, 43. I'm still 43. Tell
Yes.
everybody where they can find you, please.
Well, yeah, as Stu mentioned, I've got a new podcast over on iHeart called Off the Cup. You can listen to that anywhere you get your podcasts. Super fun. I talk to celebrities about their mental health and their cool lives and careers. We also talk a lot about coffee. And then you can see me on CNN like all the time.
All
I'm
the
there
time.
all the time.
Follow her on Instagram. You'll see, she will tell you when to tune in. That's the best way, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Just, go on my Instagram or my TikTok, Off the Cup.
Yeah.
And it'll let you know all the places I am.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. And I'll see you on Friday with Zach Peter for Traders stuff. And we'll probably talk about a bit more about Meghan Markle because I know he wants to pop off on that too. Bye.